For this practice, I recommend that you have one strap or something like it, a scarf or a belt, two yoga blocks, and two kind of medium-sized blankets. If you don't have blocks, then grab an extra blanket or two and fold them up neatly so they look kind of like this with this shape. So we'll begin today on your back in a posture called constructive resting position. So come onto your back and bend your knees so that your feet are as wide as your hips and your knees are as wide as your hips. And position your feet so they're pointed straight forward versus turning out or in. Rest your palms on the low belly. Let the eyes soften or close if that feels okay. And begin some nice slow breaths in through the nostrils if that feels okay. And also out through the nostrils if that feels okay. And begin to invite each inhale into your palms. Let your belly expand a little bit, and then your ribs and your chest will also expand. And as you exhale, let the belly soften back down towards your spine. Each inhale, the belly gently rises into the palms. The ribs and the chest will also expand. And each exhale, ribs and chest soften in, belly softens back towards the spine. And keep practicing this kind of belly three-part breathing. And as you're doing so, take note of how your feet feel on the floor, the soles of your feet, the toes, the ball mounds, the heels. Let your inner thighs and groins soften, even maybe slightly like they're rolling down towards the floor. Let your rib cage and the back of your chest drop towards the floor. The sides of the neck release, and the skin of the face and the eyes soften. Let's be here another breath. And now reach your arms overhead and grab opposite elbows and reach the elbows as close to the floor as you can. If you're unable to grab opposite elbows, grab as close to the elbows as you can. And now bring your right ankle over your left knee. Flex the right ankle and extend your right knee away from you. And begin swaying that four shape of your legs over to the left a little bit, and then up and over to the right. And keep going side to side so that each time you go to the side, you're maybe going a little bit further or too close to your full range of movement. And keep the arms back if that's feeling okay. Keep the eyes soft, taking note of your breathing. Let the belly be soft. We'll go side to side a few more times. Good. And now the next time you're swaying over to the left, let's drop the four shape as close to the floor as you can. And we'll hold it there. You may want to slide that right ankle up a little bit. Feel out what feels the best for you so you feel like you can release into it and that ankle won't slide away. And bring each inhale, keep breathing into the belly, even breathe deep down into that right hip and inner thigh. As you exhale, keep dropping down through the shoulder blades and the ribs. Let the face and eyes soften. Good. And of course, you can't breathe into your right hip, but imagine your breath is really moving down there with each inhalation. Good. Keep dropping the ribs back a little bit. That right shoulder blade. We'll take one more breath here. Good. As your exhale finishes, bring that fore shape of your legs back up. Release your arms comfortably, and we'll either stay here or, if it's available to you, lift up your left foot off the floor and interlace your hands behind the left thigh. If you're more flexible, in front of the left shin. But we're trying to keep your spine nice and long on the floor. So we want the shoulders to be able to drop to the floor, the back of the neck dropping to the floor. We're trying to lengthen the spine all the way down to the tailbone. So if that means you need to back out of a little bit, it may even mean to use a strap instead behind the back of the left thigh, so you can get that nice length and more neutral pelvic positioning. And you can be still here, or maybe you're also swaying a little side to side. Keep that right ankle flexed and keep extending your right knee away from you for another breath here. Beautiful. As your exhale finishes, release the legs down the mat. We'll take a full body stretch. Reach the arms overhead. Hook your thumbs, one on top of the other. Reach your body as long as you can. Maybe points and flex your ankles. Open and close your fists. And then release, knees bent on the floor. And let's take that left ankle over the right knee. Extend the left knee away from you. Reach the arms back overhead. Grab elbows, opposite elbows, but take the opposite forearm on top this time. And begin to sway that fore shape of your legs side to side. Bring your elbows as close to the floor as you can. Continue releasing around your shoulders and the jaw. And encourage that sway of your legs to reach the end range of your movement on each side. Continue noticing your breaths. Slow breaths into the belly, the ribs, and the chest. Nice long exhalations. Good. We'll go a few more times, side to side. And this time, let's go over to the right, as close to the floor as you can. Release your elbows. Bring your arms to a comfortable position. Oh, actually, keep your elbows, holding your elbows. I forgot, that's how we did it on the other side. So keep a hold of the opposite elbows. And take those nice full inhales. Travel them down into that left hip. Drag your left hip down away from your left armpit. Soften your left shoulder blade towards the floor. The back of your left ribs down towards the floor. Breath by breath, let your body receive this opening. Let your body settle into this shape. Let your eyes soften. Maybe it feels like they're smiling. One more breath here. As your exhale finishes, take the fore shape back to the middle. And if it's available to you, lift up your right foot. Interlace your hands behind the back of that right thigh. Maybe in front of the right shin. Maybe it's a strap instead, looped behind your right thigh. Maybe you're swaying a little side to side, and you're kind of trying to flare your bottom out here. So spreading those sitting bones apart from each other. Keep the shoulders on the floor, the neck long. Inhaling down into the belly and the seats. Keep each exhale nice and long so that breathing is really signaling to your body that it can start to really deeply rest. We'll take one more breath here. And as your exhale finishes, take another full body stretch with your opposite thumb on top this time. Flex and point, open and close the fists, stretch. Good, and then release the arms, bend the knees again. Now let's take a strap. First, let's actually fold up one of your blankets so it's a little bulky. And place that blanket right along the outside of your right hip. So it's touching, kind of scooched right up to the right outer hip. And then take your strap and loop it around the sole of your right foot and reach that right heel up towards the ceiling. And if there's no back pain, then slide that left leg down the mat. If there is, you may want to keep that left knee bent. And begin slowly pointing and flexing that ankle back and forth. Hold each point or flex throughout either a full inhale and a full exhale. You can use the strap to even help guide all of the toes down into the flex. And then point all of the toes and ankle. Go back and forth. And then we'll begin to circle that ankle around. Slowly get all of the edges of that circle. You can use your strap to kind of pull one side of the circle and the other. Really rotate, get all of the range of movement through the ankle. And now the other direction. Good, and now hold the ankle more towards a flex here. And reach that right leg as straight as you can. Reach up through the heel, through the back of the knee. Visualize the process in your body, even if it always doesn't make sense or you're not feeling it in your body. Some of this is about starting to plant those seeds, so that the alignment, if it's not happening today, it may slowly start coming together as you're practicing more. But we want to really drop that left inner thigh down towards the floor. A lot of softness in that inner thigh, heaviness through the left thigh and the left buttocks. And now climb your hands as high up your strap as you can. Some of you may be bending that right knee a little bit so that right thigh can be more perpendicular to the floor. And now keep your left leg extended down the mat unless you're still bending it for any back pain. And let's open that right leg out to the right. So that blanket should kind of catch your leg so it supports it in the stretch. And then reach your left arm out to the left. Good, nice slow inhales, breathe down into the belly. Imagine your breath is traveling all the way down into that left big toe. As you exhale, soften through your bottom, the thighs, the inner thighs. Drop down through that left side of your ribs, left shoulder blade. Good. A few more nice slow breaths here. Slow breaths in. Slow breaths out. Good. Now let's bring that right leg back up. Take the straps into your left hand, and we're going to cross that leg over to the left now. And I want you to experiment in your body about what feels like where is a good place to practice for you. So you might be fully taking that right hip right over the left hip so your spine twists more, and reaching that right arm out to the side. Okay, maybe you're keeping that right buttocks a little closer to the floor. Maybe your right leg is moving down a little bit. And what we're trying to do is drop your right hip crease down away from your chest. I even like to take my thumb and kind of hook it into that crease of my right inner thigh and try to pull the hip down. We want that nice length along the side of the right body. On my other side, I have to bend my knee to get the stretch that feels the best in my body. Okay, so we'll take another few breaths here. It may be different every practice. It probably will. And let's resist that right outer foot against your strap. We'll hold it here one more breath. And then come on out, bring the leg up. Remove the strap, release your feet to the floor, knees bent. Let's move that bulky blanket over to the left outer hip and begin looping that strap around the left ball mound of your foot. Take your left heel up towards the ceiling, right leg down the mat if that's feeling good for you. And begin slowly pointing and flexing that ankle back and forth. Hold each point or flex throughout either a full inhale and a full exhale. You can use the strap to even help guide all of the toes down into the flex, and then point all of the toes and ankle, go back and forth. And then we'll begin to circle that ankle around. Slowly get all of the edges of that circle. Soften down through the shoulder blades. Soften the sides of the neck. Soften the belly. Let your breath be nice and smooth. And now the other direction. Reach up through the heel, through the back of the knee. Each inhale, feeling the belly gently rise, the ribs and the chest. Exhale fully. And be wherever you are with your stretch. Your leg may be pretty far away from you. Okay, maybe you're bending that left knee a little bit. Okay, if you're able to keep that left thigh pretty perpendicular to the floor, move more towards straightening the left knee. Good. Now slide your left hand as high up the strap as you can. If your thigh isn't perpendicular, then bend your knee perpendicular to the floor. And let's open that leg out to the left so that that blanket catches it. Reach the right arm out to the right. Soften down through the inner thighs, the bottom. Good. Each inhale, breathe gently into the belly. Imagine that breath is moving down into the right big toe. Exhale fully. Maybe you're rolling that right inner thigh down towards the floor a little bit. Good. Keep dropping that right shoulder down, back of the right ribs down. Good. Another slow breath, unhurried. As your exhale finishes, bring that leg up, take the straps into the right hand, and start to bring that left leg over to the right, any amount. Drop your left hip crease down away from your chest. Play around with the place to hold, or maybe you keep moving for the next few breaths that feels the most productive to you. Ideally getting into some of those really deep outer hip muscles, the IT band along the outside of the leg, maybe a little twist in the spine. Good, and then bring that leg back up. And release the legs down, release the strap. And now bend the knees, roll onto your side, and then slowly press yourself up into a table position. Take your hands as wide as the shoulders. Spread the fingers wide. Inhale, cow pose. Tail flips up, chest forward. Exhale, cat pose. Round your back up to the ceiling. Push into the floor. Keep going. Inhaling, cow pose. Exhaling, cat pose. Go nice and slowly with your breath. A few more times. Good, last round. And once your exhale finished, child's pose. Bring the big toes to touch. Knees about as wide as the hips. Bring your bottom to the heels. Walk the hands forward and either drop the forehead down on a block or all the way down to the floor. And inhale into your low back. Let it expand your middle back. Upper back. Let's try some exhales through the mouth like ha. Try that a few more times. Inhale, expand your back to the sides, up towards the ceiling. Exhale, let it go through the mouth. Good. Keep that same degree of release on the exhalation, but now close the mouth. Make that whisper sound with your throat. Good. One more breath here. Inhaling up to the top of your breath. And exhaling nice and slowly. Once your exhale finishes, come on up, table, and walk your hands maybe 8 inches to even a foot out past your shoulders. So weight, not much weight on the heels of the hands. Press towards your fingertips, so there's even less weight in the heels of your hands. And we'll do a calf stretch here. Take your left foot back, straight back with the toes curled under on the floor, and begin to energetically push your hands away from you towards the top of the mat and reach that left heel back. Spread out the toes, reach the heel straight back, and let's go back and forth between bending that left knee as you push and straightening that right knee as you push. Do that a few more times. Bending and straightening, bending and straightening. Hold it there. Reach back through the heel. Good. Now we're going to take a side plank variation. So spin your left heel down to the floor. We want your right knee and your left foot to be pretty much lined up down your mat. And turn your left toes towards the back of your mat. And now reach your right arm up to the ceiling. Your right hand is still out past your shoulder, and start circling your left arm around. Nice big movements. Nice big movements. Reach out through the fingertips, other direction. And now reach your left arm up to the ceiling. Lift your chest. And either keep your left arm there or spin your left palm towards the top of your mat and reach that left arm by your ear, trying to keep the elbow straight. Now push down into your left foot, especially into the left toes like you're stepping on a gas pedal. Keep pressing that right hand energetically away from you. Now turn your chest open and scoop your bum under a little bit and stretch. We're trying to breathe and stretch all the way into that left inner thigh. Lengthening the psoas muscle here. All the way under the ribs into the spine. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Good. And then come on into a table with your hands still maybe slightly in front of the shoulders. You might walk them back a little bit now, and knees a little wider than the hips. And we're going to do a twist now. So inhale, reach that left arm up towards the ceiling, hug your ribs back a little bit. And then weave your arm underneath you so the left side or back of your head touches the floor, chin curls in a little bit, and we'll hold it here. Bend your right elbow and tent your right fingertips on the floor. Draw that right shoulder blade in towards the middle of your back. And take your breath into the tightest place of your twist. Try to breathe into that. Bring some space, some expansion there. Good. One more breath. Good. As your exhale finishes, come on out back into your table. And now sit back either on your heels, if that's comfortable, or come up to your knees. Take your arms out to the sides, curl your thumbs under your fingers, and begin circling your wrist around in one way. Bring your shoulder blades in towards each other. Good. Now circle around the other way. And then uncurl the fingers. We'll figure 8, the wrists one way. And then figure 8 the other way. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling. And exhale the arms down. Good. Now come back to your table position. Walk the hands 8 to 12 inches out in front of the shoulders. We'll go right leg back this time, toes curled under. Reach back through the right heel, and we'll slowly bend the right knee and slowly straighten. Go back and forth. Bend. We're reaching back through that heel, pushing through the hands, straighten. Good. Bend and straighten. Let's hold it there. Reach the heel back, spread the toes, push the hands away from you. And now turn that back heel down to the floor. Reach the right arm up to the ceiling. And I forgot to mention on the first side too, if the floor feels too far away from you for this to feel productive and accessible, place your block under the left hand, just still slightly out past the shoulders. You can try that, or keep your palm on the floor and let's circle that right arm around. Good. Those right toes are spinning a little bit towards the back of the mat. And then spin the arm the other direction. Good. Reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. Roll your shoulders back. And either keep the arm here or externally rotate that right arm by turning the palm towards the top of your mat and reaching the arm up by your head with a straight arm. And then push your hand energetically away from you. Press that right ball mound down. Stretch along the side of your body. Maybe you peek up to the ceiling and scoop your bum under a little bit. Get long, stretch, stretch, stretch. Good. And then release into your table. You can walk your hands back a few inches and let's reach that right arm up to the ceiling. And then weave it underneath you, tapping either the side or back of your head on the floor. Tense your left fingertips on the floor. Slide that left shoulder blade more towards the middle of your back. And take your inhale into the tightest place of your twist. Bring some expansion there. On the exhale, maybe you twist a little bit more. One more breath. Good, and then come on out. Do 2 cat-cow postures here. Inhaling cow pose. Exhaling cat, spread the back. Good, one more. Good, now come onto your tummy so that your forehead is on the floor or almost touching, nose to the floor. And we'll start walking your left arm out to the side of you, about even with the shoulder, palm facing the floor. And now start to claw that left hand on the floor, almost like you're trying to pull the floor up into your left armpit. So a little muscle activation turns on there, on the inner seam of the arm, up around the shoulder and the shoulder blade. And bring your shoulder, the top of your shoulder, away from the floor. And we want to keep doing that. Keep the activation, that clawing sensation, as you begin to lift the right side of your body away from the floor. And you pick the degree that's good for you. So go to the place where you can still hang on to some of that activation. You're keeping that left shoulder from fully dropping into the floor. And that top hip is rolling up. And you might keep your legs down the mat. Okay? Or maybe you point your right knee up towards the ceiling and take your right tippy toes on the floor right behind your left knee. And now with our right hand, we're tensing those fingertips down so your elbows bent 90 degrees. And now bring that right shoulder blade back in the game. So your shoulder blades are moving towards each other. Open your throat. Take another breath here. Good, and then take your time as you release, come back to your tummy, nose to the floor, and we'll do a sphinx in between. Come up to your forearms, wiggle yourself more onto the tops of the thighs, legs together, begin growing nice and tall up the spine. Activate your legs, spread your toenails, get tall, 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 and drag your shoulder blades down the back. Good, another breath here. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, soften in your upper back. Good, come on down. We'll do that other side. So start moving that right arm out to the side, palm down. Start playing with that activation, like you're clawing. You're trying to pull the floor up into your right armpit. Start to lift the right shoulder just a little bit away from the floor. And then start to roll your left shoulder up, roll your left hip up, open your throat, and tense your left fingertips on the floor. So that elbow is about 90 degrees bent. Bring your left shoulder blade in towards the middle of your upper back. So your shoulder blades are moving in towards each other. And maybe you point that left knee up to the ceiling. And bring those little tippy toes right behind your right leg. We'll hold it here. Good. Soften the jaw. And then as you're ready, slowly come on out. Let's do another Sphinx on the forearms. Strong legs straight back. Get tall, tall, tall. And you can imagine like you're trying to drag your elbows backwards towards your hips. They're not going to move. Inhale up tall, tall, tall through the top of the head. And bring those shoulder blades in towards each other down the back. Good, and then gently release. Let's press back into a child's pose. Good, take a few nice easy breaths here. Notice how you feel so far. Good. As this exhale finishes, let's come up to a table again. Hands still a few inches out in front of the shoulders. And let's take back your left toes and slide your left toes as far to the right as you can. We're keeping that left leg straight. And let's turn the gaze over to the right heel. Really turn your head as far as you can. Reach those left toes as far to the right as you can. And let's glide forward and glide back. So that left heel is moving back and forward. Good, another time. Nice. And from here, let's stack the left knee behind the right. Spread your feet as wide as you can. Both hands on the floor, and we're going to glide this forward and back. So glide forward so your head comes out past the hands. That left knee may lift off the floor, and then glide your hips back. Push your hands away from you so that right knee may lift off the floor. Glide forward again. And exhale, glide back. Inhale, glide forward. And exhale, glide back. And last time forward. Good, and then back. And now we'll come into Gomukhasana is what this posture is called. So try to stick your bottom out. And let's start by placing a block or your folded blankets under your seat and take a seat. Okay? And get as even on your seat as you can. I like to take my hands under the seat and try to pull the seat out from underneath me. Okay? And if you can't get even on your seat, then you should have a little more height under your bottom. And now sit back and press the outer edges of your feet against the floor. If this is unmanageable, then extend your left leg down your mat. And you'll just do this one-legged. Okay, so sit up nice and tall. Try to iron that right knee down the left knee. So you're kind of squeezing your knees away from you. Get tall through the spine. And some of you may not need the height under your seat. What we don't want is for that low back to collapse back. Okay, so I could be on the floor and still have a lengthened back, but the stretch still feels better for me to be up on a block. So you may be experimenting with those options. And we'll take a bind here. So let's bring your strap into your left hand and roll that left palm up to the ceiling. Reach the arm right up by your ear and then bend that left elbow. And now we'll reach the right arm out to the side. Turn your thumb down or even the top of your hand. And we'll swing that arm around and let's keep some space between the straps. And first we'll pull down with that right hand. Burst up through the left elbow. Soften the ribs back. We'll take some slow breaths here. Slow breaths in. Slow breaths out. Get nice and tall through the elbow. Soften the jaw, the eyes. One more breath. And once that exhale finishes, let's do the opposite. Pull up with that left hand. Maybe slide that right hand higher up the back. Roll your shoulders back a little bit. Stay tall through the spine, nice and full in the breath. Good. One more easy breath here. And then gently release those arms, release the strap, slide your legs down your mat. If you're on your height, stay there. And let's flex the ankles. We'll sit up nice and tall and fold. It might be with your hands by your sides, just folding a little bit. Maybe your hands are walking further down. We're trying to get that fold at the hips. The bending's happening mostly at the hips. Maybe you're looping a strap around the soles of your feet and really pulling that back. Inhale, lengthen your spine, lift your heart. Exhale, stay there or fold some more. One more breath. Good. Come on up. Let's cross the ankles, and we'll do that all on the second side. So come into your table. Let's bring those right toes back with a straight leg. Slide the leg over to the left. Look over to the left. And then glide the right heel back. Move the whole posture. Let it glide back. And then glide forward. Keep looking to the left as far as you can. Glide forward and back one more time. We'll set up for Gomukhasana. Stack the right knee behind the left. And now we'll glide this posture. So inhale forward. That right knee may lift off the floor. Your head is coming out over the fingertips. And then glide back. That left knee may lift off the floor. Push your hips back. Inhale, glide forward. Nice long spine. Exhale, glide back. Inhale, glide forward. Exhale, glide back. Last time, forward. Good. And then back, and we'll start to sit the bottom down. Stick your bottom out and sit down. Press the outer edges of the feet into the floor. Get as even on your seat as you can. Press the right knee down towards the left knee. Kind of drag those knees towards each other. And let's bring the strap. Let's bring the strap into that right hand. Roll the palm up to the ceiling. Reach it up right along the side of your head. Bend the right elbow. Let's reach the left arm out. Internally rotate that left arm. Swing the arm around, and we'll begin by pulling down through that left strap. Lift up through the right elbow. Nice slow breaths in to the belly, to the ribs. Nice tall through the top of the head. Exhale fully. One more breath here. And once that exhale ends, we'll do it the other way. Pull up through the right arm. Maybe wiggle that left hand higher up the back. Roll the shoulders back a little bit. Slow breaths in. And slow breaths out. Good. One more. Nice. Once your exhale finishes, release the arms. Take your legs down the mat. Good. This time, let's point the ankles. Reach the arms up to the ceiling and fold any amount. Again, it might be hands by the sides of your hips or further down the legs. If you can reach your ankles and feet, use your hands to really drag the stretch along the front of the ankles all the way to the toes. Another breath in, lengthen your spine. And exhale, folds. Good, come on up. We're going to do some thigh stretching now. So bend your left knee and let's start up here on a block or whatever you're using for height, and kind of lean over to your right side, and we're going to bring that left foot back. We want it on the floor, so not on your height. And we want the top of the ankle and the foot to the floor, straight back. We don't want the ankle sickled in and weakening that ankle. So no toes curled in. We want those toes straight back. Spread out the toenails. And I have lots of suggestions for if there's ankle tightness, and maybe I'll make a tutorial video about that. But for today, I'm not going to go over that. So we're trying to have that ankle and foot go straight back. Spread out your little toenails. Okay, if you need more height, bring more height under your seat so that you can be pretty even on your seat. Maybe you don't need height at all. So I'll go into that in a moment. So now bend the right knee, walk your hands back, and now start to scoop your right bottom way under. We want to keep that left inner knee to the floor. Okay, and you keep walking back. If you're already feeling a big thigh stretch, great. If not, then you may need to remove the height under your seat, but we want that left bottom to be able to get to the floor. Okay, and now we'll start opening this right knee out to the side. And then exhale it back up. Good, we'll inhale, open. Exhale back up. Now we'll either keep doing that opening and closing if that feels great. Maybe you keep your knee out to the side. Maybe you slide your leg down the mat. Okay, if you're not on height, some of you may be able to walk all the way back and come onto your back, but not if your knee pops off the floor. Okay, also not if your back arches way off the floor. Okay, so we want to be able to tuck those ribs back a little bit. Okay, so find your spot where you're going to hold for another 2 or so breaths. Okay, we're still thinking about those inner thighs softening towards the floor. I will talk about in a little bit why that is. Okay, and then slowly come on up. To come out, let's lean over to the right. Undo that left leg carefully. Slide the left leg down the mat. Squeeze the kneecap up. Great, we'll go right into the other side. So we'll start on height again. Take the right top of your foot back. We want the knee like pretty straight in front of the hip, not swinging way out to the side either. So if that's happening, you probably need more height under your seat. Now spread your little toenails out. You're hugging the outer ankle in. So you're getting some little workout through the ankles there too, even as they're stretching. And now walk the hands back, scoop the bottom under. Okay, this is where you might decide, can I keep that right buttocks on the floor with no problem if I remove the height, or do I need that height? And then start inhaling that left knee open and exhale, bringing it back up. Inhale, open. And exhale back up. Inhale, open. Exhale back up. Now you decide where's the most productive for you to be for the rest here. Maybe with that knee open, maybe with that leg down the mat, maybe coming on to your back. That's if you're pretty flexible. Okay, and you can maintain the form of the posture. Let's hold it about 2 more breaths. Good, and you decide when it's time for you to come out, where you feel pretty balanced in your body. When you do come out, kind of lean to the left side, undo that right leg, shake your legs out. Nice. Now we're going to do a supported kind of passive back bend here. So what you'll do is blocks really work the best here. So if you have blocks, great. If not, you're trying to kind of do it with your blankets or maybe just flat on your back. Okay, so with our block, we'll take one block right up to the shoulder blade region. So that's pretty high up the back where those shoulder blades are. We don't want it middle back, really flaring the ribs. So pretty high up the back, sideways. And so position that block on the floor. If you have another one, position it behind that, about where your head will go. If you don't, then you'll probably want like a pillow or another folded up blanket there for your head, so your neck isn't just hanging, fully supporting the weight of your head and pulling on your neck. And then fold up 2 more blankets or little pillows so that they're bulky, and put one on each side of you. And now sit, a pretty good distance out in front of that block so that when you come back, you can position it so the bottom edges are at the lower edges of your shoulder blades. And now cradle your head, hug your elbows up towards the ceiling a little bit, and one at a time kind of wiggle each shoulder blade more underneath you so they move towards each other. And then position your head on the block or your whatever you have there so your neck feels neutral. Okay, it feels like it can still stay long and it's just going with that bend of your upper back. And then bring the soles of your feet together. Open your knees to the side and squish up each of those bulky blankets underneath your thighs. So you're held there. And a few times you'll need to kind of clear the space around you. Let's inhale, sweep your arms up and around to the side like you're doing angel wings in the snow. Reach your arms up overhead. And then exhale, take the palms back down. Good. Now we'll inhale, roll your pinkies away from the floor, thumbs towards the floor as we reach up. And on the exhale, pinky towards the floor, thumbs up to the ceiling on the way down. Let's do one more. Inhale, pinky up, thumb down. So it's an external rotation of your upper arms. Exhale, internal rotation, thumb up, pinky down. Good. And now just relax your arms where they feel the best. So it might be out to the sides, any amount straight out to the sides or down a little bit. If you're used to doing supported back bends like this, you may even be taking that block up to a higher height, like turning it on its side. But you want this to feel easily manageable so your body can really let go here. Take a few nice slow breaths, still somewhat inhaling belly. The ribs expands, the chest expands. Exhale nice and fully. Let your jaw go. Let the eyes and the skin of the face release. Let those arms be heavy. And we're going to add in a kind of breathing called Viloma Pranayama that focuses on really stretching the exhalations and finding pause within them. So each inhale, we'll breathe in a third and pause. I'm actually just going to guide you through it, okay? So let's take a regular breath in and a full breath out. And then begin to inhale about a third of your breath and pause. And then inhale another third, pause. And then inhale all the way up to the top, pause. And then exhale nice and fully. Good, we'll take a regular breath. So if your breath doesn't match up with mine, that's okay. Just keep repeating as it matches your natural rhythm. We'll take a regular exhale. And then we'll begin another round. Inhaling up a third and pause. And another third, pause. And all the way up to the top. Pause, feel the fullness in your chest. And then release that. Slowly, nice, easy exhale. Good, take a regular breath in, nice and slowly. A regular breath out. And we'll take one more of those rounds. Inhaling up a third, pause. And another third, pause. And all the way to the top of your breath. And slowly, gently release. Go ahead and now breathe naturally for a few more breaths. Let the shoulders soften. If you haven't, close your eyes. You may invite your eyes to close if that feels okay. Keep settling down into your bottom. Even soften the ribs down, even though that block is back there. Keep letting go around the jaw, the arms and shoulders. Good. And from here, let's take the legs down the mat. Use your forearms to help yourself up. Lift your head first, and then slowly press into the floor to sit up. We'll do a bit of counter posturing here. So turn to table and start circling the hips around. Okay, this may also be time where you're just listening to your body of what you need here. Now circle the other direction. And then take a child's pose. Let your arms just relax however they want to be. They may be by your side or resting under the forehead or on the forearms. And if you really feel like you need like a deeper counter there, then draw your ribs back. Like bring a little bit of cat pose into the posture, like cat child's pose. Go ahead, take another few breaths. And as your exhale finishes, let's come up and bring your mat all the way up to a wall. We're going to end in a posture called Viparita Karani, or legs up the wall. So take your one of your blocks, if you have it, and then take a blanket, like fold it up a time or two and drape it over the block, and take it just maybe 2 inches or so away from the wall. And the hardest part is getting into it. So kind of sit sideways here. If you don't have a block, you can use several blankets. And now kind of scooch onto your low back as you're swinging your legs up the wall. Your forearms will come to the floor. Get as even as you can on your low back with your legs up the wall, and then come down to your back. Okay, now if you are on your period, and while you're practicing this, then skip this posture and take regular Shavasana, flat on your back. Or at any time, if this, becomes really uncomfortable where you can't let go, then take regular Shavasana, flat on your back, legs down the mat. Okay, and let's start here. So we want you to, that block and blanket to really feel like it's right at the low back. So like your tailbone could almost curl around the edge of the block towards the wall. Legs are relaxed up the wall. And let's bring the palms to the belly to begin here. Let the eyes close. Inhale softly into the belly. The ribs and the chest will expand. Exhale fully. Make any adjustment so that this feels nice. And now in this posture, we'll do the opposite type of viloma pranayama. So with the exhales, we'll break those up into thirds. So after your next full breath in, exhale out a third of your breath and pause. And then another third of your breath, pause. And then all the way down to the bottom of your exhale, pause. And then take a nice, slow, unhurried breath in. And a full, unhurried breath out. And we'll do another one of those, inhaling nice and slowly. Exhale a third of your breath, pause. Another third, pause. All of your exhale out, pause. And then a nice slow, unhurried breath in. A slow, unhurried breath out. And do one more of those on your own after this breath in. And then let your breath become nice and natural, whatever it wants to be. Position your arms wherever they want to be. And let your shoulders continue dropping into the floor. The sides of the neck and the jaw releasing, the belly soft. Let your body slowly and more fully drop into a deep rest. So this posture is one of the best, I think, one of the best for really getting deep rest, this reset in the body. Really great for balancing the hormonal system. For flooding the lungs, the hearts, the brain with blood. Excellent for deep rest for your nervous system. And a lot of this practice was focused today on breathing and the psoas muscle. They go hand in hand. A tight psoas muscle restricts breathing, restricts diaphragm movement. And the body needs that deep breathing, especially those nice long exhalations, so that the nervous system knows how to rest. It knows how to restore, recover, heal. So a lot of the postures we were doing dealt with this lengthening and softening through the psoas muscle. This long, amazing muscle that connects deep into, high up into the inner thigh. It drapes along the front of the body and connects into like the lower middle back, lower thoracic spine. So that's why in a lot of postures I was cueing for the inner thighs to soften, the belly to soften, even breathing underneath the ribs. And some of the postures were dealing with lengthening, trying to stretch that muscle. A tight psoas is related to being stuck in a fight or flight response. And in that state, cortisol is flooding the body, and we're unable to get that deep rest and recovery that our bodies often need, especially as swimmers. So hopefully you're receiving some of the benefit of your nice long psoas muscles, and each breath really showering your body with rest, with reset, and deep recovery. Let's take our last few breaths here. And invite in a deeper breath, nice slow breath. Exhale fully. Let your legs slide down the mat. Wiggle yourself off of the height and roll onto your side. Slowly press yourself up, and we'll use that height right up to the wall to sit. Sit your bottom on your block or blankets. Find your Sukhasana position if that feels okay, one ankle crossed in front of the other, and use the wall to even slightly lean back onto. Find that length in the back of the neck and the head. And notice how your breathing feels. Notice the movement of the ribs as they open and close. The depth of each inhale, the ease of each exhale. And with the bottom on height here, also a really important way to keep encouraging length in the psoas, with the knees angled slightly down from the hips. Okay, and that length and alignment in the spine. And let's bring one hand on top of the other in your heart region. And with your eyes closed, give yourself some deep breaths here. Send yourself a positive message, whether it's an image or a phrase. Like you're a best friend to yourself. What would you tell your best friend? Okay, give yourself a sweet message. And have a wonderful rest of your day.